Wow, I loved being an Overwatch fan in November 2019. Huh? What's this? Overwatch 2? Wow! I can't wait for Overwatch 2. I bet I won't even have to wait that.
2,000 years later.
Well, everything worth having is worth waiting for. You know, as long as nothing bad. Huh. Well, you know what? New blood is never always a bad thing. I'm certain if we can get the right person in Jeff's position, we can still have a fantastic sequel. Still, like, balance things out. We can still do this. We still have hope. There's no need. Oh. Oh, no. You think Donkey Kong voted for Mitt Romney? I was really excited for Overwatch 2 to come out so I could see all the new tanks and healers that Blizzard has been promising us after adding 57 DPS characters into the game. But since Overwatch 2 is never coming out, I decided to make 3 tanks myself. These are just some concepts made up by me just for fun, so if you have any tank ideas, go ahead and share them in my comments. The first tank I came up with is the big fella from my hometown Mexico, known as El Luchador. Lore-wise, this guy is high up on the ladder of the Los Muertos gang, and he's got some serious beef with Sombra for her stance on propaganda.
Apagando las luces.
Luchador is going to be a melee tank that relies super heavily on his bottomless amounts of health to simply shrug off enemy attacks. For looks, imagine Batman's Bane in Rey Mysterio's wrestling outfit. And I'm talking comic book, you gotta have muscles on your muscles Bane. I ain't talking that Dark Knight, 5'9" Tom Hardy movie Bane. For his left click, Lucha will throw out a quick 1-2 punch combo, a simple jab and a cross. For his right click, if he's in the air, he can execute a dropkick that deals big damage and knocks enemies back, but it has a lot of end lag, so passing out kicks like cookies could leave you vulnerable. Also, while I'm on the topic, do y'all understand how powerful a dropkick actually is? Forget about the fact that it's usually useless in a real scuffle against a pro fighter, but if it connects with someone who's not expecting it, it's the full weight of a human trying to horizontally stand up on your body, and that's gotta really hurt. His first ability will be the chair, where he pulls out a wrestler's favorite weapon to bash them skulls for extra damage. He can swing the chair 4 times, and on the 5th swing he'll throw it like a makeshift frisbee, or he can throw it early just by right clicking. The throw, like the dropkick, will deal extra damage and knock fools back. His main ability will be his taunt. He'll yell out something mean or arrogant like Torbjorn being short or Tracer's hair being terrible and start taking reduced damage, but he'll also have an aura around him like Lucio's club music, and if there's any teammate in that aura, Luchador will take their damage for them at a reduction. And to make up for all this pain that Nacho Libre is putting himself through, when the taunt ends, he will heal back all the damage he took and then some. Or you can reactivate it early to save yourself in a pinch. His ultimate will be Submission. The big lug will gain increased move speed for a good minute, and his left click will be replaced with a grab. And as much as I would love to see Reinhardt in a Lion Tamer submission hold, for the animator's sake, Luchador will put his victims in a classic bear hug, one of my signature moves in real life. If he grabs an opponent, he will slowly drain their health through the hug until they die. When the move starts up, he will gain a shield that is completely separate from his base health, and if that shield is broken by enemy damage, then the submission hold will be 2, and Overwatch Cino will be forced to release the opponent. So in a nutshell, it's a guaranteed kill on opponents if there's no teammates there to tag him out. So with all of that Luchador goodness, you must be wondering what my inspiration for the character was. It was me. It's just me. Put me in the game, Blizzard. You won't. You know I win. Our second tank man might as well be a tank man because he's so old he's fought in every war imaginable. The mild one, Ezekiel the Rocket. If you take usage bags from Courage the Cowardly Dog and stuff him in the gun chair from Dead Rising, then you have a good idea of what Zeke would look like. As the head of transportation, Zeke had mechanical knowledge that allowed for some of Overwatch's most impressive air, land, and watercraft. When Zeke lost his ability to walk during an Omnic attack, he decided that he needed to top gear himself a mode of transportation that can protect him against mostly anything. His pimped out wheelchair is really fast and durable, allowing him to be a mobile tank like Wrecking Ball. Equipped with a flamethrower, Zeke can burn down opponents like Californian trees. His right click can shoot a ball of oil that slows enemies and lights them on fire if he uses his Flammenwerfen on the slick bitch. His main tank ability will be a bubble shield similar to Winston that follows him around, but is smaller so his teammates will have to stand behind him as opposed to being inside the bubble. Since Zeke hates the environment, his other ability will let him charge through any enemy, leaving behind him a path of oil that immediately gets ignited, leaving the ground flaming and the enemies flailing. Because they'll be flaming too. Zeke's ult will make him reenact that bit of Achilles' myth and drag an enemy around like meat on a leash. Zeke gains armor and speed while the hero loses health with distance traveled, and if knocked into other enemy heroes, it will damage them as well. My inspiration for Zeke's character was that Mild Ones episode from SpongeBob where Squidward gets kidnapped by a bunch of congressmen dressed as Hell's Angels. Now for our final tank. In our journey so far, we've had comedy, camaraderie, but now we enter tragedy. My final hero is a sympathetic villain, Moira's most heinous experiment, the Mushroom Man. In Moira's sickening search for the cure of death, she became intrigued by mushrooms for their ability to create life out of the dead matter that surrounds them. Surely, if she could figure out the mushroom's secret, she could infuse it with man to create soldiers that regenerate off the rotting flesh of war. After taking an Overwatch soldier for experimental treatment, she experimented on him, trying to fuse his DNA with fungi until she had success. And eventually she did, at least to a certain extent. She created a creature no longer man, with a growth taking over his left arm, a growth that feeds off his own decaying body, while simultaneously keeping itself alive for a sickening cycle of feed and consumption. The creature is in constant, excruciating pain, but the good Dr. Moira has medicine that can ease that pain, if the creature chooses to cooperate, that is. Did y'all like that? Man, I'm sorry, I just really love scary campfire stories. I just had to put one in here. Mushman's left click shoots out a long bone that can pierce through any enemy, allowing it to hit anyone behind them like that church fight scene from Kingsman, or literally any anime character. His right click shoots an area of effect spore that can brand enemies like Zenyatta's orbs, but the branding is reset if the Mushman right clicks again. His ability will allow him to drain the health from all branded enemies in one quick burst, and overhealing will grant shield health to nearby allies and himself, like the Hunter x Hunter IRS Demon Stand. His ult, Noxious Fumes, will create a blinding cloud of suffocating gas that only him and his allies could see through, basically Salt Lake City or Hong Kong. My inspiration for this tank was honestly, I just wanted to make a villain tank, and I really liked Moira's science for science's sake attitude, so I came up with like a fake experiment creature, similar to that alien creature in that movie, Life. Yeah, what a horrible generic name. And with that, that's it. There you go, Blizzard. You get 3 free tanks that you can steal from me if you ever decide to stop hiring predators. Well, thank everybody for watching. This was obviously my first video, so I don't know what I'm doing yet in terms of quality. I'm pretty sure the audio's weird. I'm pretty sure like my transitions are off, but that's just something I'm gonna learn over time. And I wasn't kidding. If you got a cool tank idea, go ahead, put it in the comments. Maybe I'll make a follow-up. I don't know. But if you have an idea for how I can improve the quality of my videos, please let me know. I can only improve if y'all tell me what's wrong. With that, y'all have a good day.